Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about my first cruise experience and how I did not like it. If you want all the details as to why that is, stick around and I'll get right to them. Okay y'all, so I am ready to spill this tea. I was looking forward to somewhat enjoying this experience. Let me start from the beginning. We took a 4-night cruise on Royal Caribbean to the Bahamas. Our cruise stopped in Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is the island that the Royal Caribbean owns in the Bahamas. And we also went to Nassau, Bahamas for the day as well. So I booked this cruise for my son's 7th birthday. And I thought a cruise would be really nice for him because I knew that there would be a lot of other children on the cruise, potentially. And I knew that he would have the opportunity to make a lot of friends and just have some stuff to do. We have been traveling for his birthday for the last 3 years or so. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's switch it up a little bit. We typically do resorts. So I said, let's just do a cruise. I have never personally taken a cruise because I don't like to be confined. I like to roam. I like to be able to go out and walk around and really explore a place. But traveling with a smaller child, that's harder to do because that's not exciting for them. So I needed him to be able to have stuff to do. I mean, my people with kids out there know kids get bored so fast. I'm just like, a cruise is probably going to be the best option for us to try this year. So we booked it. To get into the reasons why I did not enjoy this cruise is because, number one, it was just really, really expensive, and I don't personally feel like it was worth it. We did have a stateroom with a balcony. So that was about $1,600 in total for me and my son to stay in a room with a balcony. Now, to preface this, I did book this cruise probably about a month before we sailed. So I'm sure it would have been cheaper if I booked it a little bit closer. I mean, a lot further from the date, but I didn't. And then of course you have the other charges like the Wi-Fi, which is not mandatory. You buy that if you want. But again, having a smaller child means I need to make sure that if he needs to be occupied by his iPad or some sort of electronic device, he can have that. And then of course I wanted Wi-Fi for my phone. So I got a package that allowed us to have 2 devices for the entirety of the cruise, which costed $150. We did not get a drink package because both me and my son primarily just drink water, and I don't drink alcohol, so none of that was necessary. So we did not do a drinks package. You have the gratuity that they add on if you, of course, I've learned that you can take the gratuity off, but I decided to keep the gratuity on because I wasn't going to have like so much cash to just be handing out. But I wanted to make sure that I did have gratuity for the staff on the cruise because they were really awesome. That was probably the best part of the cruise. For me personally, was the staff on the boat, on the ship, excuse me. Another thing that I really, really did not like is how rude people can be. Like, I know we all come from different backgrounds, different demographics, but there should be like a baseline level of like human respect. And I wasn't feeling that. The very first day of the cruise, when we first got onto the cruise and we embarked, before we even sailed away, I had an incident where me and my son were at the pool, and everyone, if you've been on a cruise before, then you know that this is kind of like law. You don't touch someone else's things. I mean, this is law everywhere in the world, but especially not on a boat where you know I'm coming back. So I left our things. Now, mind you, it's just me and my son traveling. We're not traveling with a group. It's just us two. I left our things sitting in a specific place so that I can go and use the bathroom. I come back, someone has moved all of our things, pushed them off to the side, sat in the space that I was sitting in, and then I had to confront them, and there was no argument or anything, but because I of course I don't want to have an argument. I'm here to celebrate my son for his birthday. I'm trying to have a good time. Again, it's not like I can just get up and go somewhere else. Like, this is the only pool area that we can come to. Let's just everybody act like we have home training and don't touch other people's things. Okay, so that was reason number 2. Reason number 3, they oversell the activities on the island. I could not even enjoy myself on the excursion that we did in Nassau. So for Nassau, Bahamas, we booked the Blue Lagoon tour to go to the Blue Lagoon Island and hang out on the island for the day. There were so many people. I could not get a beach chair. But we weren't able to actually get chairs at the beach until maybe about 45 minutes to an hour before it was our time to go back to our point to go and get back on the ship. There were so many people crawling everywhere. It was uncomfortable. Like, I could not even think about how much I can enjoy myself and just lay out at the beach. So since all of the chairs were already gone, I had to lay down in the sand, you know, put my towel down, lay down on the sand. But that was not even enjoyable because people were kicking sand on me. It was just so uncomfortable. I had sand all in my eyes. It was just not an enjoyable experience, and they should not be selling out or overselling these islands to the point where if I'm buying a ticket and you tell me that there's a guarantee that I'm going to have a beach chair and I'm going to be able to relax, and you sell this as a relaxing, tranquil thing, and then I get there and it is a complete opposite, didn't like that at all. So I'm not saying that I will never do another cruise. I'm not saying that. I do understand why people do cruises as a group. I do understand why people go on cruises as a family, because it definitely can be enjoyable when you're around and you're surrounded by family and friends. I can understand that. I will never do another cruise like this with my son by ourselves. If we do, it will be with family, you know, in a group setting, so that he can have built-in friends and I can have people to talk to as well, and it will just be better. My fourth and final reason why I did not like this cruise was the time of year. Now, because this is my first cruise experience, I'm sure that not every cruise looks like this, but going around spring break was just the worst idea because obviously a lot of kids are out during this time, so families are going to be traveling. This is probably one of the only times during the year that people can travel as a family, you know, when kids are out on breaks. So the amount of people just everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, but COVID travel was so clutch, and sometimes I forget that when I was traveling during COVID that there was actually a pandemic happening, so that meant, you know, not a lot of people were traveling. So I know that this is probably one of the first years that people are excited to travel again and getting back out there. And also, cruise ships just like took away the vaccination requirements, which meant like more people can actually have access to going back on cruises again. But man, I should have known better. I should have known better than to go around spring break where it was just going to be chaos and pandemonium. The amount of people, and that kind of goes back to point 3, where everything was oversold. The oversaturation of people just being everywhere, from the dining halls to the area where the pool area. It was just too much for me. Normally when I travel, I like to have somewhat of a little bit of seclusion, but this was the complete opposite, and I just couldn't enjoy myself. There was just too much happening and too many people everywhere. This was my cruise experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please, if you've gone on a cruise and you enjoyed your experience or did not enjoy your experience, share it here with me in the comments. Let me know how you feel about your cruise experience. But to me, spending over $3,000 on this cruise when we could have gone to a beautiful resort and spent less, it just didn't cut it for me. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like my content. And of course, do not forget to like and comment on the video to engage with me. And also, if you would like to connect with me off of YouTube, feel free to follow my Instagram and let's connect there. I also have a TikTok that you guys can check out as well. I do post on my TikTok a lot more frequently than I am here on YouTube, but I'm happy to connect with you guys anywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stick around and watch more of my content. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.